Okay, good evening, everyone. To start, my name is Stephanie Raymond-Bougie. I'm a regional vice president. We are Monday, November 12th. Things are going so fast. Yesterday was our quarterly training, and it was amazing. Again, thank you so much, Sheila, for coming. Thank you, Dano, for bringing you. It was amazing. And if you guys were not there, please make a point of being there for our next one. And if you can grab somebody who can just maybe share a little bit with you what happened, it was really great. And almost 5 years into my business, and I'm still taking notes. So I have plenty of notes from everybody who provided us with information, things to say to, get our message across better about the business opportunity, but also about the product. So it was really a great training, really short. I came, it was done, and I felt like I have a lot of information in a small period of time, and it was really worth it. Hold on a second. I don't know if you hear that. Let me just try to...
Stephanie, there's Noemi who's not muted, so maybe just...
Yes, I'm going to do that. It's just because my view was in another way, so it was harder to... Okay, so it's done. And let me start by sharing, not my Facebook page, but this. Okay. Again, almost 5 years with Arbonne, and I feel like the incentive are, always quite the same in terms of what you need to achieve to win the incentive. And this one, I think in English, how do you call this? They call it canister? Canister? Yeah, canister. And so simple, 3 canister that you can put proudly on your counter in your kitchen. But the thing is that I feel, and maybe it's just in my head, but I feel that this one is so easy. You just need to have one new consultant with 250 PQV. That's it. You got this. Usually it's 3 or 5 new clients, or I don't know. I just feel that this one is really easy. Maybe it's my head, but you need to have those 3 canister on your counter, not because, you're dying for those canister and you find them amazing, but just because it will remind you that you can achieve things, and you did, and you won that, and it was out there, and you went for it, and you got it. So this month, really easy. You'll have those on your counter, and when your family's going to come and say, "Oh my God, is Arbonne doing this as well? Do they sell, canister?" No, they don't. They give it to me because I'm great. I'm doing my business and I'm good at it, so that's why I received that. And people will say, "Oh, that's so cool." So it's so simple. It's simple things, but I think it'll make a big difference. So just go for it. Just make sure you have them on your counter. I think it's going to be great. And talking about incentive, I need to talk to you about Ignite Your Business. 3,000 PQV in November, 3,000 PQV in December, with 3 new PC or IC each month, or you can combine that. It needs to be 6,000, so you could, go crazy and have maybe, in different way, but in total it has to be 6,000 PQV for the 2 months, and at least 6 new PC or IC at 150 PQV, and you're going for a retreat in the Adirondack. I think it's Lake George, if I'm not mistaken. And I was writing this down, and saying, okay, what do we need to achieve that and all of that? And I thought about something. Again, 5 years into my business, and I think I never travel that much. And for little weekends or a couple of days at a time in a year. And since I have my business with Arbonne, I'm going at least like 4 or 5 times a year just for little weekends like this. And I feel it made a big difference in my life in general, not just about Arbonne, but just in my life, because these days, these retreats, these, conferences, wherever you're going, it's like a 3 days, 2 days for you, that you are just filled with a lot of information, but a lot of people that wants to thrive, people who wants to make it, people who have goals and dream. And I feel like I'm taking a little piece of everybody mindset, drive. And when I come back home, I have more energy for everything else I do in my life. And without even knowing, all of those times that I did something and I went back, yes, my business increased, but I also thought of ways of being a better mom, of being a better wife, of maybe taking a little bit more time for myself, exercise a little bit more. And I just think that what we're doing in our barn, giving us, these little breaks throughout the year, is doing so much for us in terms of being, in French would say, ressourcé. So I encourage you to win those retreat incentive, to go to all the trainings. I really feel that when you put all of this together, it'll keep you on track for everything you want to achieve. And I want to make a point of saying, not just for our barn business, but in your life in general. It just brings you back, when it's not that easy in the winter, the cold, and then you have 2 days when you're with people that you actually care about, and you come back to your house and you're like, oh, so lucky to do that. Most adults don't travel with friends anymore. We don't do that. It's really rare. We'll maybe travel something special with some members of our family. Sometimes we'll go maybe with our best friend for a weekend that we tried to plan for 5 years. But with our business, we actually are going with friends, lots of time in a year. Like I'm with Claudine, Mario, Marjorie, a lot of time in a year. And I feel that it's, we're quite lucky. We're quite lucky to do that. And maybe we don't, understand it or see it at first because we do it for the business, of course. But at the end, we're just making stronger bonds with people that we love, with people that are achievers, that people that want to succeed. And it drips on us and it makes us stronger. And throughout our 12 months in the year, all of those little stops in our lives make us stronger, make us have a better business, and being, I think, in general, a better person. I never read as much as when I go into a retreat or a training. I read in the plane, I read, and that's another occasion of just working on myself. So that being said, you need to work for a night. And I think our quarterly training yesterday gave us all the tools to make that happen and to get those QVs. And we also need, in that same line of subject, to register for GTC. And without naming anyone on the call, but at the training yesterday, a person came to me and said, you know what, I'm coachable and I'm coming. That person said to me, oh, I'm not sure I'm going to come. I'm going to come for CNTC. She just started her business and wasn't sure, that she needed to come. And she said, anyway, if I decide to come, depending on how my business is, I'll do it after November. I don't mind paying an extra $100. And, that person is a person that, I find driven and super intelligent. So I'm not the person who's going to say, hey, you shouldn't do that. But I try some way to tell her, oh, but you should register. And she looked at me, yesterday, I'm coachable. I'm registering, and she's registered for GTC. So I just wanted to say, whatever the excuses you have right now, the reason why you think you shouldn't register now, you should maybe see where your business is driving you, where you'll be in maybe 2 months, and see then if you should go to GTC. That's absolutely not the way to go. If you want success in this business, you have to do the things that will bring you success before success happen. You cannot say, I'll wait until success come to me and then I'll do the thing necessary. So I'm just, again, pleading with everyone on this call. I think we're 28 participants. If you're not registered so far, or maybe, hold on, I'm just going to change this. Raise your hand, because if you're already, if you're already registered, and I'm talking to converted people, everybody's registered, so I'm just talking to no one. Maybe I'm just wasting my time and your time here. But if you're not, you're registered, Madeleine, okay? So if you're not registered, I don't want you to feel like you're alone on this call, but I'm just saying, please register. Please do it for you. When we tell you to register, it doesn't grow my business at all. I mean, I don't have any QVs or special bonuses if I have people that register for GTC. And I remember clearly one of my first consultants, she said to me, oh, I'm not coming to GTC this year, but what I'll do is I'll buy products. And so I'll have a full, business order, and then I'll drive my business, And I told her not to do that. I said, you need to come to GTC, and then you'll find a way, and they'll give you the drive, and you'll see. And she was like, yeah, but if I buy product, that's going to be good for you. You're going to do money on this, and you're not doing money on GTC. And she was absolutely right. I'm not doing money on people registering for GTC. It doesn't give us anything, but I know what it gives us in terms of belief, in terms of the vision we'll have for our business. And, everybody are saying that. And if you're in Arbonne for a couple of months or even years, you every time, people say, it's amazing, the best GTC, the best CNTC, you have to be there. But at the same time, we're not crazy people. Maybe sometimes, but most of the time we're not crazy people. And we want success, and we want people to have success. And this is why we want people to be there. So it really comes from the heart, because I know that when, I'm in GTC, CNTC with my team, when I look at the picture we take, I know that those people are the people I'm going to be on the beach with in Maui in a couple of years. Months, maybe, but that's it. That's it. I have no doubt about that, and I'm sure, even though it does cost money going to GTC, CNTC, I am completely aware of that, and but at the same time, I know it makes a difference. And I know that, even people with tight budget, when they decide to go, and, in our team, we do whatever it needs to do to manage to make people to be able to come. So, but it does make a difference. So just a big plea from my heart for all of you guys to register for GTC and just find a way to be together. And it's the best. So I just want to talk about Tabata Lebrun. She did an amazing call. And again, I think in this call, I've mentioned 5 times now that I'm almost on my 5 years anniversary with Arbonne, but I just realized that I still have lots of drive. And like Claudine would say, I'm super excited about my business. And that's funny because excited is the first word that Asia learned in English, because she's been with Arbonne and everybody's saying, I'm super excited. So 5 years into my business, I'm completely excited. I love what I do. I love the people I'm doing it with. There's nothing better. And I'm not the type of person to say those type of things, because sometimes I think it's too big, it's too much, don't exaggerate it. You're a lawyer after all. You need to keep it calm. But in the period of time we need to take to do this business, in the type of income we can generate with that type of business, I strongly feel that there's nothing out there that can provide me the same thing with the same amount of effort. There's nothing. So you could say it's hard. You could say, it's not going as fast as you would like it to be. You could find like dozens of things why this business is hard or you're not sure. But I can tell you, you cannot name something else that could give you the same results in the same period of time. And just for that, I feel that I owe it to me, to my family, to just keep on going, because I know the future is going to be just amazing. And listening to Tabata Dubron yesterday was amazing. I'm going to put the call on our pages, but I just wanted to mention, and for those who were in the training, Sheila mentioned it as well, but I just want that to resonate with all of you. Last month, I'm not talking about the last quarter or, I'm talking about last month, there was 997 new district manager. That's kind of a lot. People that are now making something between, 1,500, yeah, like $1,500. So that's, a lot of new people. 108 new area manager, 108 new area manager, 21 new RVP, 21 new bands on the road for 1 month. And what's amazing, seven new MVP. When you mention when we say 7 MVP, that means there's 7 new people that earn approximately $200,000 a year. There's 7 new people who earn that kind of money for the past month. Just to let you know, in the entire Quebec, there's 12 MVP. In Arbonne alone, there was 7 new MVP. So I don't see that much growth in a lot of business. And of course, we had a lot of promotion and there was lots of things going on in October, but I really feel November is going to be the same. And this is huge growth. And I think it comes directly from our new owners, their vision, where they want to bring us. And, like maybe some of you, I had some doubts, wasn't sure when they announced, the acquisition of Arbonne by Groupe Rocher. And now when I see all those changes, I'm like, okay, they know what they're doing because it makes a big difference in our business. And I feel that this is just the beginning. And Tabata Dubron, hold on, I'm just gonna make sure I mute everybody. Tabata Dubron had in her direct nation, if I'm not mistaken, 600 new PC or IC of 150 PQV. And you heard that right. I said 600 new IC and PC in our nation. I don't know if it's entire business or central nation, but anyway, whether it's one or the other, 600 is a lot. So I'm like, wow, that's really, really amazing. And she said, what? We're being in activity, we're leading with the business, and we are offering. And she said there's, yesterday, 51 days left to the end of the year, so there's 50 days left to the end of the year. And I want to give a big shout out to Patty, and it's not for your 23 RE9 sold in October, which was great, but it's not for that. It's to, because Patty mentioned, how I think it's Hollis, what she mentioned about, the end of the year, put more energy, work your business, or like do, instead of saying, oh, I'm going to wait until January, and then January you start your year on the right foot, finish your year on the right foot. And because of that, I made so many changes. I have this little thing here that I wrote in every day, and I feel good because I know I'm going to start January being in advance if I compare to last year. And I did the kind of a mix of where am I, what are the things that I improve throughout this year. And I'm really happy about that. And I would like to invite you to do a list of at least 3 things that you improved in your life. If you look at the beginning of 2018, now we're almost like 50 days. I improved my revenue. Did you improve your revenue? So I improved, and this is kind of personal, but I'm going to say it anyway. I improved my love life. I improved, my relationship with my kids. I did that. More time, more stories, bed stories, more things like that. And I'm really proud. I wanted to read 24 books. I'm quite not at 24, but I'm at 15, and I read 12 last year. So I'm 3 books over of what I read last year, even though I didn't get my goal so far. Maybe I'm going to read like crazy until the end of the year. But what I'm saying is that I even did better than last year. So what was your goal last year? Where are you in those goals? And if you achieve maybe, or you're closer for 1 or 2, just give yourself, a big hug. Be nice with you. I in the past month, we've talked a lot about, people that are stress, anxiety, and things like that, performance, and, being really harsh on ourselves. I wish that all of us in our barn, if one of the things we can definitely be better at, that most of the people not doing our bond, is to be nice with each other, but be nice to us. Be nice to yourself. Don't be that person that is never satisfied, or that is always complaining about yourself. Be really proud of you. Be nice with you. Be compassionate with yourself. We're always talking about being compassionate with other people, but I think we should be compassionate with ourselves first. And why I'm talking about that is I just feel that sometimes, in all of those things, wanting to achieve and being there, or sometimes, and comparing ourselves sometimes. So please don't do that. Just love yourself. You're great. You're smart. We're lucky to have each other, be with each other. So I wanted to mention that as well. And Tabitha mentioned to put a big goal for us in November. And I was starting to write the number, and she said, don't change the number. And I was going to change the number. But anyway, not only invites you to, look back at your year and maybe just be proud of you, find 3 things that you did well, but also for this month, just put out there like a gigantic goal, something a little bit bold, something that, you may be scared of writing down. I said I want 100,000 QV this month. That's what I want for November. And I said, don't change the number on the beginning. And I'm committed to work and to do this and to go closer. I told you, I think a million times, if you're in my success line, that I'm so happy that I have my trifecta bonuses for last month. I wrote trifecta bonus every beginning of the month for 18 months, and it happened in October. It was the first thing. I always write trifecta bonus, trifecta bonus, trifecta bonus. It never happened. But October it did. And it took me 18 months to get that objective done. And, I'm like, 18 months. When I look back in it, 18 months is like crazy. Would that ever happen? Would that 60,000 QB would ever come? I wasn't sure. Now it's there. I'm like, hey, Not that it was easy, but I just felt, hey, it was there. So I did it. It took me 18 months. 18 months goes so fast once you realize your objective. You're like, why I was so like stressed about that? It's done. I did it. And now I want more. And I know that even if it's another 18 months to get something else done, I'm going to do it. So, that's cool. Most of the people sometimes put out goals out there and never achieve it or just forget about it. I can't forget about it because it's the first thing I'm writing every month as my first goal. So I can't forget about it. But I'm happy I'm not forgetting about it because I'm going to do it no matter like how long this is going to take me. So, that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight, because we're here together. If you have any question, go ahead, just pop up and ask your question. It's time. Okay, so no question for tonight. Hope you have an amazing evening, a great week, rest of the month, and we'll talk soon.
Merci
Bye.
Stéphanie.
Oh, that's ready. Bye.